can't hear you if you're talking, mate. Just so you know.
All right, we're here. How is everyone doing today? Thank you so much for tuning in. It is the Valorant First Strike Qualifier with Nerd Street Gamers and your hosts, Laz and the coach. Man, how are you feeling today?
Good afternoon, my dude. I am feeling revved up. This game, we've got quite the dish of delight on our plate today, don't we, mate?
Yeah, we really do. We got a lot of good games ahead of us. We have the best of three with 100 Thieves versus Moon Raccoons. I almost said that wrong, but looking super forward to both these teams. I've been so excited to see 100 Thieves back in the servers and looking so forward to see what they can do here today.
Totally, man. And we've seen them go from CSGO, the roster being withdrawn, and 100 Thieves being pumped full of gasoline, man. You've got Nitro, you've got Asuna, you've got Hiko, you've got so many big names. I named a couple. There's some legacy names all over the place, and this is going to be a blinder, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, I really am looking so forward to this game. Like, I really don't know which way it's going to go. I mean, it's going to be a good test for both teams, of course. But just starting things off, so just a little bit about the information of the map. So it looks like the first one will be Haven. So I believe 100 Thieves should be starting on that defensive side. So it'll be interesting to see where they land with their agent selection also.
Pretty pugtastic map as well, Haven. You've got the 3 sites, and it's a common point of contention, isn't it? Some people love it and some people hate it. I'm a lover of the 3 sites. Laz, where do you stand on what side of the fence, brother? Are you hey, 3 sites more the merrier, or please, no more 3?
You know, honestly, like coming from a big background with like, you know, Counter-Strike and things like that, like you're always just used to the 2. But I mean, having the 3 spike sites, I actually do like it. I think it's a good variety in the map, and I think it makes it really interesting and just more variables to it. So just plenty of options to work with. So honestly, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, man, variety is the spice of life, isn't it? And when you're talking FPS, tactical FPS, you need more options, and it makes for a better watch as well. So I hope you're strapped in for, I believe, this best of 3, Laz, correct?
The best of 3. So it will be first map going to Haven, then switching things over to Ascent, and then if we do make it all the way to the end, that's going to be Bind. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Moon Raccoons have definitely made some big statements before in other tournaments, and 100 Thieves, I mean, they've just finally solidified the roster, getting everything sorted out. So it's gonna be a big test for both teams.
I reckon so, and that's a great point to bring up, isn't it? They're not a team that have been tested too much just yet, 100 Thieves, in the world of Valorant, and coming into first strike here, this is they're batter up, aren't they? They're up for that strikeout, and they're hopefully aiming to go all the way and get through to that final 8. And just a reminder, if you're not too sure how the dynamics worked, and just brief myself on this as well, we started with 128 teams yesterday, we're down to the 32 today, and only 8 teams can go forward to the actual first strike tournament. So with that being said, start picking your favorites. I saw someone put it on Twitter earlier on, Laz. It'd be nice to have some pick'ems for this, wouldn't it? To get a bit of fun and see what team you and your mates should be choosing.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, like I'm a big fan of actually both teams. I mean, Moon Raccoons, they had recently Sean as a trial. I thought they did some really good damage in previous tournaments. And 100 Thieves, I mean, from a Counter-Strike background, I mean, how can I not like these guys? I mean, it's a lot of, disgusting players, and I'm so excited to finally see this roster in full force now.
Definitely, mate. And having the Captain America, that icon Nitro, move across to Valorant and to the 100 Thieves. There's so much pressure. There's so much pressure on that team. A lot of streamers, a lot of players looking at Josh. They've got the biggest weight on top of their head. So 2 games they've been through so far in the qualifiers, and with those being said, they've won both those best of 3. So good so far, but you're looking at the side of Moon Raccoons. Same for them as well. So 2 teams that, yeah, well matched so far.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see, but we are just waiting for things to go live. So I do definitely appreciate everybody waiting things out, and should be going here momentarily. But we will now finally be in the server. That's one exciting thing to note as well, Coach. But we will switch it over. We'll be having 100 Thieves on the defensive side, like I mentioned, and then a Moon Raccoon's going to be in the red, obviously, as the offensive side.
Yes, indeed. And this is a massive tournament with so many big names. The names that you see right now are going to be 100 Thieves versus the Moon Raccoons, and this best of 3, who is going to take map number 1, get that momentum started, and get the adrenaline pumped as well. Off to the races. Lots of players stacked here in Gardens as we get things revved up here. Mr. Fiend having a probe around here. Oh, getting absolutely wiped out there by Su. Look at these quick trades, lads.
Yeah, the trades are already coming back and forth, and now we're already down to the 3-on-3. The Spike's still in full possession, and that's going to be Mr. Temperature that will, or not even Mr. Temperature, Temperature that is going to have the Spike in his hands. And now the 3 players just going to be going towards A main, creeping their way. Still lots of time on that clock, creeping their way through, and a lot of early interactions already, Coach.
Definitely so. And we are to that 3 versus 3, even Steven so far, and just getting under that minute. So this is about that time, Mr. Temperature. He's hitting boiling point. He's got to be feeling where this round's going, or they're not going to have too much of a chance of making anything happen.
Yeah, and you can already see Rebo's actually already getting the information with the cam. So now they're going to be pushing into the site. So that's going to be the smokes coming in, already isolating Heaven. Now going to be getting the connector also. So the Spike going to be down. And it's going to be a long rotate here from 100 Thieves. Going to go for the double into Heaven. That's going to be both Hiko and Steel right behind each other, getting ready to pounce into the site.
Partners in crime here, and yeah, they've got the observation point, don't they? Surely they can get the picker in trade in. I saw them actually on Haven earlier on, and just in the pug, this could be the pug for them. Make it look like a pug at least. Hiko jumping down, or still that will be.
We've already spotted the spikes now, so Steel going to be pushing through, has the Sheriff, and he's not going to be able to win those duels, so now just leaving it to Hiko. He's got the Classic, and he's able to take down 2, and now trying to look for the 3rd, but that's going to be Brophy that is going to be coming through the back. Hiko not going to be expecting this. He's anticipating the short, and that's going to be the round for Moon Raccoons.
Moon Raccoons going massive, and that 1 versus 1 so versus so, but Hiko with that super sick 2k coming off of Steel's trade and not able to turn it around. So Moon Raccoons, you've got to be feeling on top of the world. You're flying super high at this point.
Yeah, that was a really close round. I mean, 100 Thieves, they brought it all the way down to a 1-on-1. The Nail Biter. Hiko coming up big with a double. I mean, the guy, he's known for clutching. He's doing some serious damage, but just not enough damage, and already Moon Raccoons making their statement.
That's a lot of damage, and coming through into round number 2, 100 Thieves. We've seen that economy change. Are we going to see perhaps a different kind of round here on round number 2? You see that false up quite commonly with the Sheriff or the Ghost, but as you'll see, Dicey just rocking the Classic and playing for those safe plays there, Les. Nothing too edgy here.
Yeah, playing a bit safe. You know, Moon Raccoons, there's no reason for them to play over aggressive. There's no reason for them to get, you know, over advantageous or anything like that. But now we can see it actually will be Nitro by himself. He only has a Classic. I mean, he has no utility to work with either. But that's going to be 4 players from the Moon Raccoons that are getting ready to pounce into the site. And now the Recon Bolt going to come through. So now getting ready to go for a bit of a rotate. The execute comes in. Mr. Fiend doing a lot of damage. But look at the burst of Nitro. That is absolutely disgusting.
That's what you need to see from that anchor on side. Though he's got a Classic, but don't worry, he's landing Classic shots here. Even aggro peeking, shoulder peeking, get a bit more info, and it is going to be to the 4 versus 3. So talking of what we're seeing weapon-wise here for 100 Thieves, they're making this really difficult for Moon Raccoons.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, we can see Moon Raccoons are actually fully running back now to A site, but it is going to be the long rotate, so Hiko will be that first person to get into the site. And now both players, they're completely far behind. I mean, they don't have a lot to work with. I mean, the weapons, like we're looking at it, it's a Spectre is the best weapon, you know, statistically. And I mean, you got a Sheriff, but you can never count the Sheriff out too.
Never count the Spectre out either, Les. Spectre, lots more bullets than the average bear, especially in round number 2. And this 4 versus 3 looks like they're going to play it safe, like the round was themed, and just go for a couple of cheeky exits there. Hiko lurking at Heaven and not getting gifted with any easy frags.
And that's already Nitro again, getting another exit frag. And he's already been able to pick up a couple frags just with the Classic alone. And look at Hiko. He's in a good position. He might be able to find. This could be a headhunter, but he's not able to make it through. And Moon Raccoon's going to be pulling through another round.
This is not the game that anyone was expecting at all, especially if we're sitting in the seat of 100 Thieves. But not to speak too soon, time shall tell, as we've got a couple more rounds, and I say a lot more rounds in this first half of your best of 3 here. 100 Thieves looking perhaps to buy into this one. And yes, indeed. what would you say is the play for 100 Thieves? We haven't really seen too much yet. They're playing super safe, but the weapons are out now. The dogs are out the cage. What's going to be the play, lads?
Yeah, I mean, we got all the weapons across the board, so this is going to be a big test. And I mean, really, I'm kind of interested to see. We have the operator in the hands of Dicey. It's going to be an interesting play. Moon Raccoons, what they want to do is try to get these sites together. They don't want to, you know, split up too much, of course. But you can see on the defensive side, they're actually just playing the retake again at B, which is definitely a classic position to do. And easier than just trying to hold it down every single time. And now the spike will get planted, so Temperature going to be able to teleport himself into this site. And now it's a 5-on-5 retake.
So 100 Thieves not really contesting that plant and confident on their retakes. And Mr. Feed and Alexander, they've got so much more to say. And Frank's count is 4 versus 3.
Alexander already taken down Dicey, so Hiko going for the wide swing, able to take one, looking to find another. Just spotting the shoulder of the Cypher, and that's a very good angle, but Profi going to be taking him down, leaving it into Steel. To hold things down, he needs to see if he can pick up these frags. He's going to spray one. The time is just ticking too much for Steel, and he's going to have to fall back. So another round for Moon Raccoons.
That's just another one thrown away there. 3 rounds, 100 Thieves not able yet to get off that goose egg. Hiko trying his darndest there with the retake on the B site, but you've got to be honest, I'm not too sure why they didn't even contest the B rush there. I know that is definitely a common strat at high level play where give B up, work the A and the C site, and then sort of swarm onto the B site. But with what you just saw there, that's a lesson for 100 Thieves. You can't be treating Moon Raccoons like that. They're not on that level.
Yeah, you know, and honestly, in my opinion, I feel like this map is pretty difficult on the defensive side because as soon as you lose one of those players, it kind of opens up an avenue to, you know, make it even harder for you to hold things down. When you lose that one player, it just really creates another big puzzle.
You're right. It's a lot of gambles, isn't it? You're rolling the die every time you go for that defense, and you can't really shake a stick at where you go. It's just trying to clutch out. We've had Nitro as that pillar. Hiko just playing on the on the rotation. But enough of 100 Thieves. Let's focus on Moon Raccoons here. The way they're playing these rounds, they're so patient. They're still in their spawn.
Yeah, they're completely just posting up, you know, having a bit of a picnic. They're like, you know what? Let's just hang out here at C. I don't want to really do too much. I want to just grab myself an orb and, you know, have a little bit of an appetizer.
Chilling, man. Chilling like a villain. And hopefully the villain is going to be Mr. Fiend's fight. Not able to land the frag. A little bit of damage inflicted on Steel. But in comes the support. The cavalry. It's the Bladestorm in the support of 100 Thieves. But it's not going to land a frag.
Yeah, and you could actually see that was Dicey that was using the updraft, trying to get the ultimate of Jet to connect those knives, but actually does a lot of damage against the Omen, but not enough damage to make it worthwhile. So now the Omen from Moon Raccoon's already in this site, and Asuna spamming away the ghost, and he's able to get that frag. So this is a very good start already. The Molotov comes in. This could be a problem, and now he's able to land it. So Temperature, it's too hot for him because he's going to fall. So now it's a 3-on-5 situation.
I haven't even got into sight yet, lads. Talk of that. Speak of the devil, we do have some company in sight. So many players in Heaven and Connector. This could be a really difficult hold here. The spike hasn't even gone down. We've got 8 seconds. And this is not looking good at all. It's one player left. It's Reyna. It's Alexander. And
Alexander's going to fall to Dicey. Lands the one shot with the Sheriff. This cowboy, he's here to play, and he's in town. And finally, 100 Thieves, they respond back in interesting fashion.
Yeah, coming through Texas. No Texas Hold'em, no players being held aside there. It's going to be over and out. 100 Thieves getting into this game. Finally, it's 3-1. All those 100 Thieves fans, you can sit down. It's okay. There's still another half to go. Don't worry about it.
Man, I love that knife that you see on Dicey. That thing is so nice.
It looks
so
sharp,
pure.
man.
All the battle pass points.
All of them, every single damn one, and with the Wraith back in the works as well. Oh man, our wallets are going to be empty, lads. I might need to ask you for a $5, eh?
Might need to ask for some change, but you know, speaking of change, Nitro now going to be starting things off and actually getting that first frag in back of Long C. Does take down the one member that did have the spike, but they're easily being able to retrieve it. And having an Omen at the C site, this is a good position because, you know, you can use the ability to block off the Long C. And now this makes it a bit more of an issue. Barfobi going to be landing the Hunter's Fury, taking down Steel. And now they're completely split apart.
They are split in two, to be precise. There's 4 versus 4. Nitro, he's anchored down, and Bladestorm coming through Mr. Fiend. It's going to do him in. It's a 4 versus 3.
Yeah, look at 100 Thieves. They're completely backed up just in the defender side spawn. But Moon Raccoons, again, they have the site control, and then all of a sudden they're just like, I'm out of here. We're gonna go to a new area. Like, don't really like this place, so let's move to a new one.
Recalculating Root got the GPS on prompt there. Sooner is going to shut it down, though, somehow on that quick rotation. I think they're getting the read, lads. They've done this a couple of rounds, and you can't keep repeating the same play. Look, they're going back for another round. Where are they going?
Around the world we go, and Asuna just picking them apart one by one, and now there's only 12 seconds left. The spike about to be planted, and Alexander going to be falling, so that's
no.
Hiko. Hunter's Fury, and it's becoming more of an issue, so it's just leaving the time. It's running low, but they're not able to get the spike down, so that's going to be another round from 100 Thieves, and that's just baiting the clock.
Oh, that's brutal. And that is top tier play coming out of 100 Thieves. We talked about experience, lads. You saw it right there. The hold from Asuna was fantastic, and he didn't really have any cavalry from where he was playing as well, forcing the rotation, and that goes to show the rotation station is not always the play. Sometimes you've got to go for that quick trade. They didn't know that it was just Hiko holding his spawn. They actually could have had C, I think, in hindsight.
I mean, even Hiko just using his ultimate, the Hunter's Fury from the Sova, like that was game changer too, because again, even if you don't land the frag, you're still having that distraction. So the fact they're able to bait it and use it so late in the round, that's such a good discipline that, of course, we see at this higher level of Valorant players.
Most certainly, and saving it all for that optimum time. The optimum ult, GG no re in that round, proving just as so. Another slow round though, the pace not really being changed up too much here from Moon Raccoons.
Typically on this, on this map on Haven, we definitely see a little bit slower setups. And, they really are just trying to pick a feel on what they can find, look for that quick frag if they can. But they put a little bit more attention towards B now. We haven't seen a full commitment yet, so this will be the test. Sooner they will be stuck in the side of A-Link, and then also with Hiko just on the other. And now this is going to be coming in, swarming through, and Asuna only able to take down one, but Hiko, he's going to have to play this cool. And the spike will be planted, making this the 4-on-4 again.
Mr. Fiend having no problems after that operator nerf. Say what you will, making it happen. And 100 Thieves, they're in a sticky situation here. Hiko just spraying and praying, hopefully. Dicey trading in, and Fiend picking up another op frag. So 3 versus 3, we're back at even playing.
And Hiko able to find the back of Profi, so that is a big frag. And he was being a good diversion, but now pushing through. And now you can see the barrel, the operator, but he takes him down, making it back to the 1-on-1. Alexander versus Hiko. Hiko's sticking it. He's halfway. But Alexander is going to be peeking wide, and he's going to win that duel. Moon Raccoons keep it going 4-2.
Let's see it. Let's see it in the chat if there is the viewers in the side of Moon Raccoons. They're a new face in the scene, but you've got to give them props, man. 4-2 is the score. 100 Thieves, they're looking backs against the wall. This is, I would like to say, a little bit more of a defender-sided map. What would be your verdict, lads? It's also early in the life cycle of Valorant, but would you say this is more attacker-sided or defender-sided?
Ooh, I'm sure I'm going to get criticized because, I'm sure there's an actual statistic to prove this. I feel like it's better attacking side, especially if you can be well coordinated, but I guess we'll have to see. I'm sure somebody in chat will let me know.
Please, prove us wrong. Educators, we're still learning, and these players are still learning what they can do. If you're looking at the side of 100 Thieves, what's happening here?
Yeah, this is looking like 100 Thieves. They just don't have quite the coordination that we were expecting yet, but still early on. We're only on 6 rounds so far. Only 2 down behind to tie things up.
Early picks working out well on the side of Moon Raccoon. Still got the spike in hand, and just moseying on down, making 100 Thieves a little bit nervous and shaking at the knees here. As you see Asuna, he's on that slow rotate, but he's just not sure, is he? They played so many rotations last minute. It's so hard to read where Moon Raccoons are going.
Yeah, and they honestly change their game plan all the time. It just seems like they always decide to go into the site, and then they're like, you know what? I'm actually going to go somewhere else now. It's just a little bit too hot here. But now the execute's coming through, so Asuna will be stuck inside of Heaven. And he's going to be the one player that is close, and Hiko going to be pushing his way up to Heaven also. But the spike will be finally planted. They fully commit to this, and now that will be the Killjoy ult, so that's going to have to push the attackers back. And Asuna finally able to make something work. He's looking for more, spots another. Now he knows that there is at least 2 members going to be stuck inside of Long. This is going to be a big play from Steel. He's able to get the double, making it the triple, and now it's just down to Rebo. A 1-on-3 situation, but it's a little too late as the spike, it gets diffused.
Sluggish on the rotation there, and to give credit where credit's due, 100 Thieves popping off on the retake, and so many trades, it was hard to keep up with the pace, and making it happen, that is going to get them another round. So looking more like that formidable 100 Thieves lineup that you love and know, and more so to the players. This roster is so new, we're still defining their playstyle, and you can see that a little bit in their plays, but they are probably one of the most fun teams to watch right now. So much variety, so much variety.
Yeah, there's a lot of variety in this squad, and really impressed by the way they're approaching this map so far. But now you're going to see that actually is a bit of a different change in the economy side of things here for the attackers as well. They are going to have just the sheriffs and only having the one Marshal, which will be in the hands of Alexander.
Yeah, hoping for a dream there. In the scout knife serve. No, that's going to be the wrong game, and it's not going to work in this one. Coming through super hot. It's going to be Nitro to the 3K. Hiko following up, and 4-4 is the score. This is more like it.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were kind of expecting. I mean, 100 Thieves, they're definitely making the climb back, making it 4-4. Only a couple rounds to go. And now the big test again. So Vandals across the board for the attackers. No operators, as we obviously know. There is big changes to that with the price tag, so not as easy to have as before. We'll have to see what the attackers have in store for us.
Price tag movement speed. Yes, a few adjustments in the up realm. And it's scared a few people off of using that. Say a few people, quite a lot of people with pro seems damage seen. A couple of players you have seen use it here though. Not too much from the 100 Thieves. They've been sticking to their rifles, eh?
Yeah, and I definitely don't blame it. I mean, that's kind of the new change. You know, not even a meta change, but just kind of the adjustment that you have to work with. I mean, if you spend the 5K on the operator, I mean, there's a lot more pressure than before. That, you know, $500 increase makes the biggest difference, because if you lose, I mean, it puts you in that safe category.
It definitely does, and when you can't quick scope like it's Call of Duty, sort of took that down just a notch in that dial, it makes it so much harder. You've got that punishment factor. Really got to bear in mind. And these rifles working out so far. 400 Steve. This swarm though, this looks like it could be an overwhelming one for Nitro. Grabbing one, headshot it will be, and he's going to grab one through the blind as well. So stepping up big time, not going to be enough though.
Not going to be enough, but a very valiant effort. That's a good hold. And now Asuna not able to fulfill the destiny, and so Moon Raccoon's going to keep things going.
This is such a tight game. This is insanely tight. I was expecting 100 Thieves blowout. I've not seen too much Moon Raccoons regardless of the results yesterday, but definitely given 100 Thieves a run for their money today for the first right qualifiers. And again, if you wonder what you're watching here, Nursery Gamers putting this on, and thank you very much for having Lazanite.
Yeah, I definitely want to give a big shout out. Thank you so much for Nerdstreet Gamers for having us here today. Hope you guys are enjoying it. We are adjusting the volume as we go through this. I know there's been a little bit of comments on there, so hopefully it'll sound a little bit better. Apologies, everybody. But nonetheless, 4-5. Moon Raccoon still keeping things going, making things interesting, keeping the 1-round lead. And we're getting closer and closer to switching things over to that second half. And now another gun round comes through. The AWP is going to be in the hands of Dicey, and that's going to be a Dicey frag as he's able to pick up one already, starting things hot.
Man, that was super tight. Insanely crazy frag. And talking to crazy frags, not seeing the feed. Asuna picking up two with a headshot fiend, returning fire, and it is going to put 100 Thieves in that pole position here. It's the 4 versus 2 again.
Back to the 4-on-2, so this is a difficult position to be in. I mean, both Fiend and Alexander, they need to find some players. They need to isolate these 100 Thieves so that they can equalize the situation back into a favorable situation. Because right now, we can see the mini-map, they're going to be pinching through, and Dicey able to land the frag, leaving it just down to Fiend. Now, a big task indeed, but Nitro puts the nail to the coffin, making things back to a 5-5.
Bringing 100 Thieves to the even score. So they have been chasing rounds, but somehow some way, they are turning these into victories. Lots of clutches, left, right, and center, and not just one player doing the work. It'd be interesting to see the scoreboard to see how the frags are, but it's been quite an even battle for both teams.
Really back and forth. And I mean, you know, the one thing to note too is, I mean, Moon Raccoons that we can see on the scoreboard is, I mean, they had 3 in a row, then we see 100 Thieves start to pick things up, and then it's kind of just been going back and forth. But 100 Thieves, definitely big kudos, because they've been showing a lot more of a consistent form so far.
I have seen Still and Hiko practicing every chance they get, even within their pugs. They're practicing their plays and their different abilities and comboing up. And obviously, if you know none of classic Counter-Strike players, and they've had some hours together, I'm sure, Les.
Yeah, lots of experience, and I mean, we don't even have to give these guys really an introduction. We know a lot of their history, but Counter-Strike background, playing together, but now getting ready. Moon is ready to hit this site once more. Now they're going to be having that full site control, and Asuna trying to use the run it back, but he's not able to make anything work. Hiko trying to land the Hunter's Fury, and he's able to connect it. So now that's a problem for Moon Raccoons. They don't even have the spike down yet, but they're pushing through a link, but Hiko finds another, looking to get another, and it's just a clean, easy pickup.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy for 100 Thieves. The way they made it look, at least, with that spray down and Blaze Storm coming through in support. Hiko, legends on the rifle and putting all that hype to work there. Not just blowing smoke where it's not due. 6-5 the score. Finally, that's going to put 100 Thieves in the lead. I think that's the first time in this map, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we definitely haven't seen 100 Thieves be in the lead. I mean, we always saw Moon Raccoons. They got everything tied up. And then they claw their way, a little bit of scratches. They get that 1-round lead, and then 100 Thieves always just seem to fight back. But this is going to be a big test. The final gun round from both teams, and double operators for both Steel and Dicey. And Dicey, he's 9-6. I mean, the frags aren't the highest on the scoreboard, but he's definitely been a big nuisance for Moon Raccoons.
He's getting key frags though, isn't he, Laz? He's not landing every frag in the server. He's just getting the entry, backing off like we did see a couple of rounds ago with the up, and we've commented, and very much worth a comment. 9 frags, not about the number, it's about what kind of frags that you are going to be hitting. Not even hit the minute mark yet, and still 10 players in the server, edging their way towards the end of this first half, and you can feel the tension.
Nitro, a bit of a sketchy little bit of a shooting there, but now this is actually looking very good from Moon Raccoons, because what they've done is taking garage control, but now even Long C, so they're going to be able to push in. Leaving it just down to Steel and Dicey. Steel going to be giving up the operator for the Vandal. It's a 2-on-3, and the HP from the Jet of Moon Raccoons is low. So this isn't out of the question, but they need to make something work. Steel has his ultimate ready to go. He's definitely going to be activating it right now, so time is ticking here for Moon Raccoons.
Tick tock, tick tock. Goes the clock there. Killjoy counting down time. Still Dicey. They've got to make a move soon. That spike. How much time have they got left? It's got to be low.
And that play and that positioning from Temperature was so big because he was just on the outside of it, so they might not expect it, but Steel reads him like a book, and now it's just completely falling apart, and the spike's getting defused, and
oh my God.
100 Thieves! They pull it through with the 2-round lead.
Did you see what was happening there from Moon Raccoons? They're going for that shock dart bounce. It was a fancy play, and a fancy play is not going to get it done today against 100 Thieves. Noble effort there from Moon Raccoons, but that bounce is not going to cut the mustard. Love to see that one afterwards, because that was a really noble attempt.
There's a lot of things to say about that round. I mean, the smokes were so perfect, and I mean, Nitro, the fact that, you know, pros don't fake, like, he just stuck it, and he just put full reliance on his teammate, and Steel doing such a good job just to hold things down. But now we're on the second half. For anybody just tuning in, it is 100 Thieves versus Moon Raccoons. Map number 1 of the best of 3 for the first strike tournament here at Nerd Street Gamers.
The communication, you can see the level of comms in the server, especially in the 100 Thieves side. I mean, Raccoons, though, they're at their punching weight, holding their own. And this pistol round, this is super important. If they land this, maybe, just maybe, they could get that couple lead advantage that they need.
And it really does look like 100 Thieves are getting ready to just completely take the site. They're grouped up, they're in the cubby, ready to make things work. but not going to be too adventurous yet. And Steel, he's actually just posted up, so he's waiting to see if he can find a rotator. And lots of time for them to work with. They don't need to do anything yet. Still a minute left. And we don't even see any over-aggression yet from the defensive side.
Not at all. No one given an inch of skin. Talking of that, though, temperature, bam. Blowing the thermometer up, taking the head off of one of the members of 100 Thieves. And that's going to be the 5 versus 4. They're still going to get the spike down, though. So that trade-off, spike for a player, not a bad trade-off at all.
Yeah, give me a pixel. Temperature lands the corner shot onto Steel. But that's a lot of information. But no, the positioning. The Jet, which is going to be Fiend. He could find them at the right time, but his teammates need to push through. He's able to find one. Goes for more. He's able to win that. So taking down Dicey and Nico. He's spamming as fast as he can. And it's just leaving it all down to Nitro. All by him lonesome. He's going to have to make something work, but it's not going to matter. And there's still plenty of time for the spike to be defused. Some Moon Raccoons not giving up without a fight.
Mr. Fiend coming through on the flank there. Those ghost kills, man. Putting his enemies in body bags and just clambering his way up long C, lads. I didn't think he was going to make it. I honestly did not think he was going to make it in time. Mental stuff here, and this is the best of 3 that you're looking at here. So map number 1 is going to be Haven. I know we've got Bind in the works as well. This one, probably one of the most popular and common maps been around since Alpha, I do believe, Haven.
Gotta love me some Haven.
I do, man. Love the work of the 3 sides, and loving what we're seeing so far from the boys at 100 Thieves and from Moon Raccoons. Lots of VODs were watched, I'm sure, if you're the IGL of Moon Raccoons.
Yeah, a lot of good experience as well. I mean, they didn't have a, solidified 5, but definitely been participating in the tournaments, and that makes a big difference also. Now they're actually... That's a good start already. I mean, look at these frags back and forth on short A, and now this is looking a bit dicey, and Temperature able to find another one also.
Just 2 players remain of 100 Thieves, so they really have to be the best pit pocket in town if they're going to make this one work. Nitro with the Sheriff, getting it queued up that for potential peek at short, but nothing is going to be found in sewers, so they're going to edge forward.
I really like this positioning from Fiend and also Temperature. They're actually playing back and long, and that's going to be Nitro get the trade. So leaving it with Fiend to be ready to go. He's in the site, so he's creeping his way. He hasn't given up the position yet, but now he's spraying. He finally makes the connection. And now utilizing this game back to 7-7.
Ooh, spray and pray, and you saw a bit of BM shooting the body of Nitro. Not sure if that's going to get him onto that next level, perhaps. 7-7. What's this game going to do? We're not too sure the theme so far. It's been so neck and neck. Literally round for round, pound for pound here. I wonder if we're going to see maybe some more operator plays from Dicey in the form of the attacking here. Or the defending, I should say.
Yeah, it makes it kind of tough. Like, I feel like on the attacking side, like, especially with all the changes that's happened with the operator, it's not as easy as it was before, but... I'm no statistic expert or anything like that, but I mean, based on from what I know and my rank, we'll keep that anonymous. But that's what that's how I feel. I just can't make shots work when I'm on that attacking side. But speaking of attacking, 100 Thieves, they're on B site. That's some free real estate, but that's going to be very costly. And now the spike actually going to fall. They're not even able to get this planted. And this should be an easy round, leaving it only just down to Steel. He's just looking to see what he can find, and that's going to be nothing.
Trying to rob a frag at the end. Not going to happen with the Sheriff. The Sheriff is going to be asked to retire, and 8-7's the score. So, if you're in the mind of Moon Raccoons now, I've got a question for you, lads. A hypothetical always. How are you going to be feeling at this point? You're 8-7 up against 100 Thieves. You know the kind of players you're playing against. What's the play? You just got to be cool, calm, collected. Do you go for those crazy plays? How do you play against people with so much experience?
Yeah, and I think that's going to, and I don't even know if they're even considering that as a factor right now. I mean, they're probably feeling really excited that they're doing quite well against a well-experienced team in various FPS titles. But it will be interesting to see. I mean, there's only going to be no ultimates on the side of 100 Thieves, but only just having Temperature ready to use his. But that's even a difficult ultimate to use in certain situations. It's great for information, but depending on the execute.
See, just seeing if he's going to be gifted anything through the garage door, but nothing coming so far. Would love to see some more use of the Omen here in the form of Nitro. Just chucking those abilities through in garage could be so OP. Mr. Temperatures are talking of Omen. Look at this close angle. This could be deadly.
Yeah, Temperature is getting ready. He's actually stuck just inside the corner. He's using the paranoia. He's able to land that, so that's a stinger. Already comes in full commencement, but he's only able to take down one. And now Alexander replies back with his teammate Rebo. A 2-on-2 situation. Both Steel and Hiko already going to be hightailing their way out of this C site, so they're going to be able to have any pick they want, either B or A, if they wish. And really, they should be going for the A, and that's exactly what they're going to do.
Exactly it. I was about to say, Les, they're taking a play out the playbook of Moon Raccoons and going for that full rotation station and let them come into the hands of the 100 Thieves into their stomping ground. Here we go. C play it will be, and a full rotation all the way from C from both of those defending players. So extra pressure checking so many corners. They don't have much time.
Not a lot of time to work with, but they're going to group up together. They're going to try to play, you know, getting those trades at least. Both Hiko and Steel be a little bit of ways from each other, but close enough. Steel going to be holding forward on A tower in heaven. The spike is ticking. And I'm kind of wondering, they might not look like they really want to go for this, and I'm wondering why.
I was thinking of them going for exit, just the way they were playing, lads, and maybe they've been watching the VODs like, hey, Hiko's always in the like, no, thank you. I do not want to end up in his crosshairs or in the VOD, but yeah, I think that was worth a go. You could have at least traded one in. It would have put it to the 1-on-1. It's 2 versus 2, for goodness sake. At least give it a go. You've got a round in hand as well, so yeah, that's a bit of a head scratcher. Nonetheless, though, scratching your head, scratch your head in a different way. Getting the thoughts, getting the strats with the IGL of Moon Raccoons, and for that matter, the IGL of 100 Thieves. 8-8. They can't outplay each other. They can't outfrag each other. It's been such a duel. What way is this going to go?
And now Mr. Fiend is going to be having the operator in his hands, ready, posted up at long A, but doesn't spot any of the players as they were able to just cross. Now is the smoke from the jet on the 100 Thieves side. So they're already up into A sewer, so they have a lot of control already without meeting any contention yet.
Perhaps this could be the play from Mr. Fiend. We have seen some aggression there from 100 Thieves, just trying to get a feel out for the round and see what's going on. And this off angle, it could be deadly. I wonder if I was going to come on A. I haven't seen too much A play here, aside from that round just gone from 100 Thieves.
And you can spot the shoulder, and that's Asuna. He's getting a little bit cheeky. He's like, I got a feeling my spidey senses are tingling. And 100 Thieves still undecided. They're not really committing to anything yet. Steel gonna post things up into sewers, where the rest of the members, they're actually still all the way in the back of C lobby, getting ready for potentially a C execute now.
It does look like the C play, and they're going right down to the wire here. 28 seconds, no time for mistakes at all. And talking of rotations, how are you going to rotate? It's such a late play. Oh, here comes Hunter Fury as well, so this aggression, this could be deadly, guys. Look.
Oh, it's already falling apart at 100 Thieves. They ran into the trap. And now Alexander just needs to stay alive as long as possible. Rebo able to help him out also. And now that should be the mop-up. Pico, he does clutches, but this one is just not in store. And Moon Raccoons keep it going with one round, 9-8.
Boy, oh boy. Man for the clutch, but that one just ended up to be a little too much for Hiko. Some more frag reels to come, I'm sure, though. Again, where you are, No Street Gamers, putting this on here with Laz_TV and at the Coach 101 for first strike qualifiers here. Obviously, Valorant is what you're watching. 100 Thieves having a tough time here against Moon Raccoons. And if I was one to put a suggestion who would be the game winner here, it wouldn't be Moon Raccoons. It wouldn't at all. Outstanding performance so far.
Both teams really going down to the wire, especially on map number 1 of a best of 3. And that's the beauty of being in the top 32 now from the 128 teams that we've seen so far. Mexican comes through, and that's going to be the paranoia to connect, and now they're stuck completely in the pathway. And that's dicey. Trying to land the knives, but he's just not able to land them at all. That dish is too big for him, and now Alexander just going to be posted up on the logs. This is an expensive round for Moon Raccoons. I mean, they're losing a lot of members, but now it is just down to Eco. He's got the ghost. Doesn't have a lot more to work with on the side of utility. He's burned everything. The recon ready in 12 seconds. The spike. It's down in the corridors of the garage. And the positioning from Fiend is so strong because now he actually misses that shot. So Alexander, it's your turn to pull things through. Eco not able to get it through. But a very good round from 100 Thieves.
That was a cracking round, considering where things were at. I think it was down to maybe a 4 versus 2, was it? Hiko still able to turn that one round, and economy damage is essential, especially with new changes that I just got into the game as well, making if you are survivor of the plant on the attack or the defense, and you don't get anything done, you're only going to get 1,000 creds. So talking of that, yeah, you've really got to be careful. Think about when you're risking your weapon, and that 100 Thieves putting so many Moon Raccoons in the body bags, it's a round worthy of a mention.
A valiant effort from 100 Thieves. I mean, considering what they had, they made a lot of damage commence. That's not what you always see. And, you know, using the drone to bait the tripwire is definitely one of the plays we always see, of course, but something we notice obviously at the higher levels. But either way, now full weapons across the board for both teams. Having the one operator in the hands of Fiend, and he's going to be fully blind, so he's going to try to see if he can fall back, but he's actually going to still try to play. He's ready on just the other side of the smoke. They don't know he's here.
Oh no! Not like this.
He misses the shot. No! You need to hit those. And now it's only just down to the two, Alexander and also the Sova player, to hold things through, to keep it alive. It's a 2-on-3. And 100 Thieves, they have plenty of time to work with here.
Such good trigger discipline. I think that was Mr. Fiend that we saw that one, if I'm not mistaken there, Les. Oh, I'm so frustrated for him.
Those are the really nail-biting situations. I mean, you're making a sick play, you're like, okay, I'm feeling good, I'm in a good spot, and then miss. You're like, oh boy, what's gonna happen now?
Not like this, they said. We've all had those moments and trying to shake that off going forward. I land a frag trade for trade as 100 Thieves attempt to get into sight here. 2 versus 1. It's all on Alexander. He's had so many clutches this game. Can he pull another one through to get them onto legs 11, onto round number 11?
Alexander to keep things going, getting closer and closer to getting them to match point. A 1-on-2. Versus Hiko, and he's completely posted up on top of logs, but he's getting... Oh, that's Nitro. My apologies. Nitro going to be able to give him a full face of lead. Only one round behind, and I feel like that's kind of been the story so far in Haven, is 100 Thieves. They always seem to claw their way back and be only one round short.
Can't even imagine the players in the server. I'm sweating watching this game. 10-9 is the score, and that one round literally has been all that separates both these teams for quite a while. I think it was 2-0 or 3-0, and straight off the goose egg, 100 Thieves, they haven't really stopped going full since then. Moon Raccoons giving it that same vigor. Both teams, they've got more games to play. I don't know if they've been told. This isn't the best of one, Laz. Maybe that's what you tell them.
You got more than one map, guys. Did you know that? I mean, best of threes, and that's kind of the endurance we talk about on this higher level. I mean, these guys are definitely used to it, but when you're having these close of rounds and this close of a scoreline, can really change things. But Profi going to be falling down already, getting a little bit over aggressive, and I'm not sure if he was just trying to be looking for more information, but that's a good start from 100 Thieves. They haven't been winning every single duel every time initially, but they seem to now.
You love to see some more attempts, especially from Nitro. He's got that precision. You know he's got that aim unlocked. Don't need to question that. And making it work on the low. They've been rotating between Steel, Nitro, whoever feels like it and takes a fancy. This could be good for any of those rotators, just covering it off. And they've got sight unlock as well. So 100 Thieves, they're in a good position here.
Yeah, the fact that they already have all 5 members in the site, they get the spike planted. No issues yet, but now Moon Raccoons getting ready for the retake. Going out here now, looking to find more. That's going to be a full blind Alexander. Now they're pushing through, but that's going to be steal. But that's Alexander, death from above. Pulls through the spray, making it the 2-on-3. The Huntress Fury connects, and Hiko again and again. He's able to make it work.
Hunter's Fury, doesn't he? And somehow, some way, they're going to turn that one around. So Chaos ended the last couple of seconds there. We're getting lost to the Chaos as well. It's 10-10, 100 Thieves. I believe that's a 3K from Nitro there, eh?
Yeah, Nitro pulled up a 3K, and I mean, it was so fast, it was hard to even keep track. I mean, you think Hiko might, might get a double with that Hunter's Fury, but like I said, you don't need to get necessarily every frag. Obviously, that's the best thing you want to do with it, but it's such a good diversion because essentially the spike planner has to get off of that spot unless you're just going to take the damage. But a very good round, and 100 Thieves have completely made this back to even score, playing field 10-10.
Talk about this too often, and I'm going to mention it. As we go up the tier of the ladder of FPS, you see more of those one-on-one rounds. Almost every round has been a 2 versus 1 or a 1 versus 1. Hunter's Fury coming through again. Hiko just teasing with a good time and only giving him the 30 HP, the lick of damage. So not too much work from the Hunter's Fury. Alexander, though, making it happen here.
Yeah, Alexander playing a bit of an off angle just on the sewers of Short A. Takes down Steel. Nitro finds another to make this back to the 4-4. And you can see Moon Raccoons, they're not really anticipating any sort of a siege play yet. They're actually just playing outside of it. And that information gathering, that is going to be from temperature. But it looks like 100 Thieves are getting ready for potentially another A execute.
Talk about this earlier and talk about again C and the ABC. It's so difficult to know which side's going to be pushed. It is going to be C into Mr. Alexander landing the 3K. This could be a really spicy round here. Potentially the A's feed Nitro. He's going to see otherwise though. He wants none of that.
Yeah, Nitro's been...
Oh, 4K. Sorry.
No, that's okay. And I mean, Nitro, like 24 frags. I mean, he's definitely one of the players that, made the transition to Valorant. So, I mean, the fact that he's on top of the game, statistically, that's huge.
He did have a slow start to the game though, so if that's, for anyone at any level of play, if you have that slow start, do not write yourself off. There's still time to play. You can rely on teammates, and you did mention that earlier on, Laz. It isn't just one player putting everyone in their backpack. Sure, Nitro's having a cracking game, and that's why he's been signed to this 100 Thieves roster. But all of the players, those individual plays, making such a difference.
So you're saying I have an opportunity to get at a higher level, Coach? Is that what you're trying to tell me right now?
No, I'm trying to say I want to get on your level. Teach me. Teach me the ways. Teach me.
Only, I'm not even going to say my rank, but nonetheless, a little bit more or less about us. I mean, look at this rank back and forth barrage. It's a big sale, and Nitro, we've talked about him before, and that's a double kill that's going to come through him. And already so early on, 1 minute and 14 left. We're already down to a 2-2.
Killjoy Sova versus the Sova Cypher. So the Sova twins. Hiko trying to prove he is the better with the arrows there. Still, though, on that slow lurk, and this is the play. This is the focus. Look at this. He's a ninja. He's on the creep.
Yeah, this is a really good play from Steel. He was a bit slow on it, but he might be able to find Profi if he picks his timing right. And Hiko, they know he's there. But Steel tries to get that frag, but he's just not able to fast enough. So it is just Hiko by himself. The Lone Ranger, the Clutch Master himself, a 1-on-2 to keep things going, to make it back to the 11-11. Otherwise, Moon Raccoons going to be putting themselves on that 12th match point. That's going to be that, and that's going to be 12-10, and only one more round to go for Moon Raccoons.
3K coming through from Moon Raccoons, and if I might say, the clutches from Moon Raccoons, they come through at the perfect time. None of their frags are flashy, but it doesn't need to be because they're turning the trades in, and that 3K coming through is another player from Moon Raccoons. So many. There's too many to mention. The team plays, they're showing. It's 12-10.
12-10, and now 100 Thieves, your backs are against the wall, and look at the money. Look at what they have to work with. Dicey, he's the only person that has the biggest threat. I mean, when we're talking about weapons, he's got the Phantom. But they're going to have to make something work, and they don't even have any ults yet.
This is desperate times, desperate measures. If you are 100 Thieves, you expect to see that quick pick and just push. They really don't have too much of a choice here. A Sheriff and 2 Ghosts is not optimum for that match point of the opposing team, but they're going to have to make it work. What's the play going to be, though?
When you talk about getting nervous, I think this is it. I mean, Hiko going to be using the drone, going to be that first point of entry, just getting as much information as possible. I don't think they know that Alexander's actually in the back of the site as he's playing very, very passive, not peeking at all. And again, Steel gonna be the lurk. Making a bit of diversion. Having the 4-1 split. And times are getting a bit tight here. Tension, it's high.
I was about to say, look at the time, mate. It's got 30 seconds, still a 5 versus 5. And finally, 100 Thieves the sooner. Look at that aggression. A Ghost, he doesn't care. He's still popping off it, doing his best to try and lock it down. We've run it back, and that's going to get some site control. Maybe, just maybe, 100 Thieves could hang on here. It's a thread. It's such a thin thread.
And Steel, he might be able to play this perfectly. He might be able to find opening in the window. That's going to be the trade frags going back through garage, but you can see Profi getting ready. He actually hears them, so getting ready for now. The recon bullet going to come through, and that's going to be Asuna throwing the curveball, which does land. Spike getting defused, but that's going to be a good shot to start things off. And now the spike, it's not being defused, but now it's finally going through, and that's, oh my gosh, they stay alive. Dicey, the savior for 100 Thieves. They steal that round away.
Give me a second. That could not be more clutch if 100 Thieves tried there. They've been practicing at the Cash Out Bootcamp, and it's showing up here. 12-11 is the score. Everything on the line for this last round. 100 Thieves, it's make or break, baby. Bet, attack at all if you're on the side of 100 Thieves.
I'm oh my god, like, I mean, the fact that it was so close, you could see the spike, it was being diffused, it was a sliver, and the fact that Dicey just runs in there, guns blazing, picks up the double frag. This is huge because now they're only 1 round away from tying things up, and a little bit more pressure now for Moon Raccoons, and that's going to be a bit tilting considering it was right there, the glimpse of glory.
Super tilt, dudes. Hiko trying to tilt them further, tripping the tripwire of his Cypher with his recon drone and just edging forwards. Nerves of Steel here, 100 Thieves, a bit more versed with that experience, and it's showing up. Is this going to be another super clutch round, I wonder? C looks like the approach.
But now we see 100 Thieves. They're doing kind of what we saw before in that first half where they, you know, they make a little bit of noise in one area, but then decide we're going to fall back and not even go that area at all. So now they're getting mid control once more. Not really a lot of fight here from the defensive side.
I really want to see OT in the first map of this best of 3 here. For 100 Thieves, you're betting for it, but Moon Raccoons, they are sweating and hoping they can close this one out. Only 30 seconds left, 28 seconds. Nothing's happened yet. No one's fragged.
Nothing's happened at all. And now look at this. Is actually a bit of a change. So Moon Raccoons, they respond back in good fashion. Spike will be planted from Dicey. Having his teammate right behind him, Nitro playing on top of the tall box, and C gonna have to time their utility perfectly because there's still 5 members of Moon Raccoons waiting. And look at the mini-map, they're completely stuck. They're just waiting in the side of spawn on the defender's side.
Oh, there's a conga line waiting to storm in. This is nerve-wracking. This is nerve-wracking if you're a player or if you're a spectator. One because both for a temperature. A double here. A triple from Nitro. It's a 2 versus 1. And this is going to be all on Hiko here. He's got to dodge Hunter's Fury if he wants any chance to survive. He's going to manage it. It's Sova on Sova, Laz.
Sova on Sova, both are so low. And Hiko 27 HP with Frobby being down to 6. And he gets the spray. But there's not going to be enough time.
Is there time?
And we're going to OT.
Is this going to OT?
Oh my god,
Woo!
We're going to overtime. First map, 100 Thieves have made the climb. Mount Everest, call it the Mount of Raccoons. It doesn't matter. Moon Raccoons, I mean, I'm speechless.
Moon Raccoons, one great step for man, another for a raccoon, if you will. 12-12, you've taken yourself to overtime in this first map of the best of 3 against 100 Thieves. Bet 100 Thieves were not expecting that. VOD watches, I'm telling you, there has to be something special here about Moon Raccoons. Maybe they are just the next roster to watch. Either way, welcome to Nerd Street Gaming. This right here is the First Strike Qualifiers. I am the Coach Runner 1. I am with Laz here, and we are going to be the ones spitting the words over this OT. So get ready, buckle in, here we go.
Busting those rhymes, 12-12 OT. Map number 1. I'm completely lost for words, but the climb has been achieved. And the magnitude that we've seen back and forth from both teams has been tremendous.
Can casters call a timeout because that was too much?
I feel the same way. I'm like, these guys are nervous. Like, man, I'm nervous, and we're only commentating it.
We're sitting in the back seat. We're just watching, and it's gonna be Alexander watching from Suicide, having a peek. But you're seeing again, the pace has changed. They're starting to play it a bit slow, and they're looking to see if 100 Thieves are going to give them anything at all here. 50 seconds.
Yeah, a very different play that we're seeing from Moon Raccoons, and now Rebo actually going to get close, so that should be the camera that will be placed. Able to spot things out. And this is a really good placement, obviously, because now you get a lot of information creeping through. Just inside of Heaven, going to be blocked off. And the smokes the Omen, so the spike will be planted. And able to get into this site. It's a 5-on-5 situation, and then nothing's happened yet.
It's still 5-on-5. We're getting so many of these. Finally, Nitro. He's going to break the ice there. Omen taking out Sova, and it's going to be the 5 versus 4. So this retake looking a bit brighter, but it's looking bleak all of a sudden. Feet not enough of the op.
And now Nitro knows positioning for the Reyna, so now it's going to have to be about fragging power, and he's able to pick a triple, but Hiko not able to make anything work, and Rebo pulls up the double kill, and Moon Raccoons, they pick up that first round of overtime.
Is anyone taking a tally of how many 3Ks Nitro has got this bloody game? I've lost count. I've absolutely lost count. Trio, triple, baby. So many 3Ks, dude. So many.
It's completely ludicrous. I mean, the guy, he's just putting up big numbers, but even with those numbers, you can see it's not enough. It's just 100 Thieves, they don't always seem to capitalize on that. And Moon Raccoons always seem to fall back and have a way of making things work out for them.
They do, and that former CS Liquid captain, he has to be sweating, man. Sweaty palms and the whole 9 yards. 13-12, 100 Thieves. It's all on the line here. It's a must-win.
The must-win situation. Map number 1 for anybody that isn't aware, but I think we all know. And now another slow round. 100 Thieves. Cool as a cucumber. Not doing anything too aggressive yet. Steel, again, being the lurk, just trying to find that information. Getting some real estate as slowly as possible. That's going to be Fiend. Makes the op connection already.
Punished just for that little jiggle, Pete. You got to respect Steel. Going for that intel, trying to make something work and forcing the issue. That aggressive playstyle is going to be punished. It's the 5 versus 4. It's advantage to Moon Raccoons.
Giving a slight player advantage for the Moon Raccoons. Feisty little animals they are.
My goodness, I wouldn't want to be trapped in the room with one of those guys. I wouldn't make it out alive, mate. You wouldn't recognize me.
Oh, Nitro, he looks at the wrong time. Rebo, the element of surprise, and it pans out. It's only 1 frag, but that's a big frag. That's one of the top fraggers in the entire server, and especially on the 100 Thieves squad. Going to be putting that spike in towards B. Now looking at a 4-on-3 situation. Alexander moving his way through A-Link. Now, this is all down to the post-plant situation. They're going to have to come alive, leaving it only just down to 2. Hiko and also Dicey. Hiko goes for double, and now it's all down to him. This is going to have to be a quad kill for him to pull things through. Keep him alive. He's able to get the triple, and he doesn't know where the last player is. Alexander, he's creeping. These guys.
Ring around the rosies. Ring around the rosies, and he's creeping out. Hiko, he doesn't know. He's got no intel at all.
Oh, and he's using the Hunter's Fury, and that's a good way to beat the time, and he makes the
No
connection!
way.
Clutch Master Hiko!
How does he do that?
Game.
How does he get Hunter's Fury in his back pocket like it's a pog? He's the pog champ. It's a yo-yo. He's doing all the tricks every single time. It at least picks up 1 frag. And in the turn of events there, that was the only frag that was needed to be picked up by that ult and making it the second overtime, ladies and gents. It's 13-13.
I feel like we're casting a grand final the way this game is going.
This is the grand final of the qualifiers as far as I'm concerned. Best of 1. Sorry, best of 3. More like a best of 1. Get me confused.
And that's, and I was talking about that before, and just having the discipline to wait things out and not burn through everything of utility that you have. It makes the biggest difference. And we saw that Hiko, he had the Hunter's Fury and used it as late as possible. And he was able to actually connect that as well. The cherry on top. My goodness.
This is a tug of war, Laz. It's like the older brother, the younger brother. No, it's mine. No, it's mine. They're going back and forth, and they don't seem to be resolving the issue.
Now switching things off, so 13 to 13, still plenty of time left on the clock. Going to be pushing their way in. That's Moon Raccoons getting into this B site, but that's going to be Asuna just on the back. Post it up. He's going to be able to find the head of one, able to find the two, but he will now fall. And that's a good way to start things off for 100 Thieves. Like should be planted in Nitro, able to find another, so only just leaving it to the 2-on-4 post-plant situation, just making it down to Fiend. He's got an operator and a dream, 4 bullets left. Every bullet counts at this moment.
Better be a smooth operator. He better be a smooth operator with this 3 versus 1. He's picked up. Oh, that no scope, man. That's got to be a pixel above his head. That was so close.
I'm a little bit surprised he went for the no scope. I mean, it doesn't have the noise, but instead, you know, he's like, hey, want to see a cool shot? And miss.
Want to see this play? Not today. For that one at least, the no scope. No bueno. 14-13. That's what a few teammates in the team chat. What were you thinking, my dude? Why are you no scoping? None of that.
Oh, that is sensational. Match point for the overtime. 100 Thieves, 14 to 13. And now Moon Raccoons, they're in the position where they need to get this round to going further into overtime.
They did have that lead by a couple of rounds at the beginning. Talking of a lead still, pinching the lead with the entry there. Not a play we've seen get too many entries. Hasn't had too much success, but Alexander going to return fire, removing Steel. Asuna backing the hell out of Dodge and saying, I'm going to look elsewhere.
Now slowing things down. Nitro just going to be posted inside the courtyard, just in that little cubby. Going to be able to throw the utility needed to block things off of the teammates. And we can see it's actually going to be Poppy that's trying to get a little bit more in a different position, a bit more exposed. It's falling apart, and now it's all just down to Alexander, the 1-on-4 coach.
Oh, mate, we've seen him do so many clutches, but I think this is a tall order. We've talked about tall glasses. This is the table full of pitchers here. I don't think he's going to be able to chug it all. Time shall tell, though. But time's are ticking. That spike is not getting any shorter or any longer, I should say.
Going to be changing the op now for the Vandal. Got a fancy Dragon op or Vandal as well, so getting some style points. But this is a really hard task. And 100 Thieves, they have to completely throw this away. But look at the double tap. That's a really good way to start things off. But there's 3 members. They just need to peek wide.
Oh.
Good effort on the shooting, but that is going to be that. 100 Thieves take map number 1.
Goodness gracious me. Great balls of fire. That's a scorcher for a first map. And we did say we were given some hype for this map and for this entire best of 3. And hopefully you're going to see why. That is map number 1. Please stay tuned. Plenty more coming at you. Another best of 3 for later this afternoon. But for this one, I think Bind was the next map. Was that correct, Les?
Yeah, so the next map will be actually Ascent. So Ascent, not my favorite map, but I mean definitely make the biggest difference, especially at this higher level. So I'm very excited to see, and I'm gonna have to take some notes because I'm telling you one thing, I don't have a clue how to play Ascent, so this is gonna be a good game regardless.
I've got my pen and paper here. I'll take a screenshot and we'll send it across. Hopefully we can take a note. And for those at home, but enough of map number 2 that we're going to. Let's talk a bit about map number 1. 15-13, double overtime for the first game. How's that for starting off day number 2?
Yeah, I just can't believe it. I mean, the fact that we saw Moon Raccoons having the lead countless times, and then 100 Thieves you're like, hey, we're not done yet. Hey, we're not done yet. And then Moon Raccoons is like, hey, I'm gonna keep going for this. And then all of a sudden, Clutch Master himself, I mean, he changes the pace. And sometimes the fire from a play like that is what you need to just take the whole W. And I think we just saw that from 100 Thieves. People were clutching out of their minds.
They were. That was bananas. That was absolutely berserk. And for a first map, usually you'll see from any kind of lineup, you'll see a little bit of clutch action, but you won't see too much. We saw everything there, bar an ace. We saw loads of 4Ks, 3Ks galore from Nitro, and I believe I'd like to see afterwards as well. If anyone in the chat knows, please let us know. I think Nitro was the top fragger there, was he not? He was fragging out right until the bitter end.
Yeah, he was. I mean, at one point, I think he was 35 and 20. So, I mean, the guy was putting up the numbers. I mean, combat score was 347. Next
Good
closest
God.
person, I mean, when we're talking about KDA, I mean, that was Alexander right behind him with 25. But again, 10 behind him. So, not even right behind. But I mean, the fact that, Nitro was just able to put up big numbers. He had 7 first bloods. Oh, outstanding. What a big performance, especially from all players from 100 Thieves. I mean, I think everybody really contributed. We obviously saw some big highlights from, of course, Hiko and Nitro and also Asuna, things like that. So really good effort across the board.
Very good effort. I'm wondering as well, is Nitro IGL for 100 Thieves? I was wondering, coming across from CS, I know he's definitely had some points of doing that in Counter-Strike experience, but I'd be really curious to see who is the IGL, because you've got that experience from Steel, you've got Hiko, you've got so many big brains there. The amount of IQ, I actually don't know how much IQ's in that team, because it's too damn much. Too many big brains.
I am actually really curious. I was hoping to get a little bit more information just to get that confirmation of who the actual IGL is, because I don't actually know. And that was kind of for me, like from just the history of the Counter-Strike background, that's what I wanted to know the most. Is you have Nitro. Yeah. He's a famous IGL in Counter-Strike. Steel, he's done amazing things as well.
Yeah.
And I think all these players can do it essentially. So that's what I'm kind of curious, is like who's really taking the reins, or is it kind of like that double IGL setup? I don't know.
I think maybe the triple. Who knows? We don't know at all. But that is the spice of what really makes, I think, the current team of 100 Thieves so unique. You don't know who's IGL and you don't know what kind of playstyle to expect. And because of that, there's always that kind of trump card, that wild card that they'll be slapping down. So more from 100 Thieves will be coming up as we do move our way into Ascent for the next map. And with Ascent, it is one of the newer additions. Obviously, Icebox just being introduced to competitive, but Ascent as a map, so many long angles, perhaps we'll see some more operator action for this one.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of the difference, right? Like every single map has its own unique circumstances. I mean, Bind is one of those maps where a lot closer combat, right? When we see Split, it's way more distance. When we see it on, Ascent, it's definitely long distance battles. So mid control is going to be really important. So I'm going to be curious to see if we're going to be seeing more ops, or do they have something different in store for us today?
Which way is it going to go? Time shall tell. And where you are right now, just to give you a little update and who the hell we are that you're looking at. This is the first Strat Qualifiers here, presented by Nerd Street Gamers. I myself at the coach run on with a 0 on all socials. Feel free to give me a follow on Twitch as well. I'll be doing some casting furthermore. And of course, Laz, give us a spiel.
Yeah, I just want to be a big shout out to Nerd Street Gamers and of course, Ride and everything having us here today. Really appreciate it. Of course, NSG, like we're the community casters, big privilege for us to have this opportunity to cast such high caliber games in a tournament like this. So really looking forward to more. That was only map number 1, so we got still plenty more to go through. But with that, we are just going to take a very short break. Grab your drink, grab whatever you need, a snack if you want. And we'll be going on to map number 2. Don't go away. All right, we are back here for map number 2 with your host Laz and the coach. Man, I don't know about you, but I needed a minute. I was like walking in circles. I was just like, this is too much.
My heart's beating, my hands are shaking, man, and I have the sweaty palms, and I've not even stepped a foot in this server today, aside from the observer bed. So yeah, that was what a game, man. You need to go back and watch that game. And I'm not usually one to say, hey, next best of 3, watch the second map and then watch the last map, but you need to. So much hot action there, so much to learn about how to approach Haven. Man, my notepad's full, as.
Yeah, definitely a lot of things to take away, and just how every single situation was played out so differently. But now moving over to Ascent. So now this is going to be Moon Raccoons to start things off on the defensive side. So we are just waiting for the players to join the server and getting things underway, which shouldn't take too long. So you guys just have to look at our faces a little bit longer, but it's not too bad, right? Like maybe like a 3 out of 10, whatever. It doesn't matter. But for me anyways, coach, you know, you're like a solid like 7.5, right? I'm just kidding.
I tell myself.
10 out of 10. I'm kidding.
I don't ask other people on purpose, man. It's a strat. Like, you talk about strats in the server, strats out the server. Talking of strats in the server, what to expect from Ascent, aside from our ugly mugs, and back to the voices. Comfort, that's better. Keep my face away from him, man. With Ascent, we've talked about this before. Long angles, lads. So many long damned angles. So, operator plays, marshal plays, long distance, one taps with the sheriff. All kinds of stuff you're going to see in the realm of Ascent, and quite frankly, let's get down to nitty-gritty. Not everyone's cup of tea, this map, and I think, truthfully, it's just people don't know how to deal with the angles. There's a lot of different playstyle you have to have in Ascent.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to learn. I mean, it's not the newest map, of course. Obviously, there's new things coming out, but, you know, it was the map that joined the pool a little bit later, but either way, now things have commenced. We're here live. Map number 2, 100 Thieves versus Moon Raccoons. We'll be seeing the defensive side for Moon Raccoons, and on the attacking, which will be 100 Thieves. And starting things off already, they're getting close inside of B main and really playing a lot more aggressive than we've seen before.
They are, and it's a map, as you get into this from pistol onwards, the momentum's going to build. You're going to see more and more action and all those abilities exploding in the courtyard. For now, though, still, he's just having a little nose here, seeing what he can get for Intel, maybe that entry.
And a very slow round. I mean, they've now been able to achieve the cat control. Gonna just be posted up. They're not gonna be doing too much. And now they're gonna finally contest and try to fight Fiend, but he's gonna be able to fall back, living on the skin of his teeth with 32 HP, and Rebo able to get the fadeaway shot and lands it onto Asuna. And now the A site is fully pounced by the 100 Thieves squad.
Planting for Winesteller will be dicey. This is the dicey part in this situation. The door's open at Gardens. Anything can happen. But he's got confidence that's happening at Heaven. He's going to take over Alexander, though. And it is to that 4 versus 2. 100 Thieves. They're in a sticky spot here.
Yeah, completely in a different spot, and Steel trying to make something work, and now it is just down to Nitro. He was doing very good. He was popping off last game, but now he's not able to transition that. And that's 5 players remaining on the Moon Raccoon side on that pistol.
So this next round, yeah, you're going to see a little bit more. They've been able to keep maybe just the ghost or maybe a little bit of light armor. Either way, Avantage is going to be heading towards Moon Raccoons. They grab pistol round, and they're going to be stoked about that. That's some good confidence that they're going to need at this must-win map. And just to give you a recap, best of 3, the first map of this best of 3 was taken by 100 Thieves. So this puts the Moon Raccoons in that must-win situation. Lots of pressure.
Well, we've seen it before. We'll see it again. 100 Thieves, they look like, you know, they don't really have much of a response early on, but then they respond back in great fashion. Moon Raccoons already popping things off with a 1-0. 100 Thieves, they actually go for a couple stingers and some sheriff purchases. And now they're actually going to be able to get mid control. And I was talking about that once before, and it's one of those big things that you need to have this map presence, because it just allows you to have more variety on what you want to do. And that's going to be 2 shots, and Nitro with a nice tap onto Temperature. Going to be taking the site, but that's going to be Reboot again to find another. Making it a 4-on-3 situation. The players inside of the defensive side are going to be pinched onto B, but they will fall now, leaving Rebo getting close. Gets for the spray, finally makes the connection onto another head. Not able to get the cyber cage at the right moment.
bouncing back right into his face. They're still using it to his advantage though. Not sure he's got the confidence and the awareness. Asuna is on the prowl. 3 versus 1. Alexander, Clutch King in that number 1. Is he going to have it? He's not. Asuna with the 3K, with the Stinger. And that's not the caster's curse, that's the opposite. That's the caster's blessing, lads. You said they're good on the comeback, they're good in those tight situations. What do you know that I don't know? 100 Thieves putting that first round on the scoreboard and making it look easy on a counter buy, really. They didn't have anything to speak of.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they were able to get the spike down and get that extra money really played a difference for them. And the fact that, you know, Nitro was able to find, you know, the head of the 1 player inside a middle with the Sheriff. I mean, those are the good starts. And the Stinger, it's, you know, it's a bit sketchy. I mean, if you don't land those first couple shots, it can be a little bit of a problem. But, you know, it didn't seem to be the problem now, making it back to the 1-1. And like we said before, this is a best of 3. So 100 Thieves need to win this map to win the best of 3. But Moon Raccoons, they need to pull this map to keep things going to map number 3 if possible.
And we've talked about from that first game, right? All of the energy, all of the plays that have been made. So this is map number 2. I think these plays are going to be a bit drained. With double overtime for your first match of the best of 3. That does not happen every day, and that's not unreasonable hype. That is downright fact. So all these players, they've got to be feeling it a little bit already. I
mean, it's already scary. I mean, Dicey, he's only 1 point away to getting his ultimate. And of course, a Jet with the ult, there's so many options that you can land. You can boost over the wall, you can, you know, just be the point of entry on a bit of a save round. It won't matter here as Rebo trying to push things through, not able to land, but does have the information that a lot of the 100 Thieves are getting close and ready to take this A site. Gonna be leaving it Temperature trying to find the head of 1. Now it's going to be going with the Stingers back and forth, leaving it only just down to 1 now, Coach.
All on the shoulders here of Profi. Hopefully he has the prophecy for this round, Profi, because he's going to need it with all the 4 players left. Stinger is going to take 2 though, so economic damage is going to be dented in the side of 100 Thieves, and enough for that, says Nitro. Puts him to bed, Rip in the grave, and it's going to be 2 rounds for 100 Thieves. So yeah, they've been able to lose pistol round and somehow convert things round a little bit faster than our previous game. So for Haven, there are 2 or 3 rounds down before they did chime in with that response, but this time, even with some dodgy buys, a Stinger and a Sheriff, no match for the likes of 100 Thieves. They've got it covered.
Yeah, we're seeing a bit of a different attacking side from 100 Thieves so far, but now this will be a big test because Fiend gonna have the operator in his hands, getting ready, posted up, anticipating a bit of a jump. Gonna be posted up, and he's peeking a bit early, and that's Hiko, but he doesn't over-peek himself, and Temperature able to find 1, but Fiend not able to make the shot connect, so he's gonna have to dash his way out of the situation. There's already a lot of frags back and forth, Coach.
There have been for Courtyard. I'm just going to say this. A little bit of movement there from Jet. Going to disable Fiends. Snagging that frag on Hiko. He can count his lucky stars. I don't know if he knows how close he was to getting fragged there. Regardless, Dicey, he's looking for that cat control here.
Dicey going to be creeping away, leading this charge. But that's going to be Alexander comes up big, and now the trade frags are coming through. But now Dicey has to pull off getting a quad kill this round to keep it in their favor. Spike is now retrieved. 50 seconds left on the clock. And Fiend does have the operator, but not able to make that shot. Again, that's another shot he's missed. That's the 2nd time in a row now.
Said before in Haven, you got to hit those. You really got to hit those. The price tag as well. It's going to be hit by Alexander though. He has the 3K, just like that first map. He's not looking to simmer down at all. Off the temperature chart there, it's going to be 2-2. Back in the game will be Moon Raccoons. 100 Thieves. We talked about that hyper-aggression. You're actually seeing it matched by Moon Raccoons. So I did say earlier, 2 games in the first sets of best of 3 were all double wins. So they won everything so far for both teams, and you're seeing a similar score here. Map number 2, they're neck and neck still, lads. They're keeping it even.
Yeah, these teams are really just showing to be evenly matched. Really just making it the nail-biter series that we all, of course, want. Now, operator will be in the hands for Dicey on the attacking side now. Going to be changing up their plan. The money, it's completely depleted. It's in the dumps, but there's still an opportunity for them to pull things through, and Nitro takes a little bit of damage through that wall. But no harm, no foul, and he's going to be able to get a reposition In a bit of a slower round that we're seeing from 100 Thieves. Before, we saw that they were getting very aggressive in long A, and then they actually played aggressive in also B main. But now we see the Fiend is actually ready and waiting.
If he lands this, and yeah, you talked about he's whiffed a couple, he lands the crucial one. Asuna removed from the server, and that is going to enable him to be that pillar of foundation there in B side. He's going to hold it down for now. The cavalry's on the way.
I mean, the fact that now Nitro, he's actually taking a bit of a different role that we saw before. Steel was the one on the first map that was doing a bit of the lurking, and now it will be actually Nitro, so he's going to be able to throw the paranoia, and then what he might try to do is break down this wall, but now Killjoy squashes that plan a little bit, but it actually will be destroyed, so they can now commence on the execute. And Nitro is going to be taken down. It's completely fallen apart, and it's up to Hiko to make something work, but Temperature, he's cooking hot, he's cooking with gas. And that's going to be 3-2.
Kicking the barbecues, kicking the hot dogs, and he's got a smile on his face there. 3-2 for that score, and 100 Thieves just slipping a little bit of fumble at the last minute. Almost a good play there at mid, and you talked to mid control being essential. And Ascend is very much, if you've ever played CS, and I know there's a lot of FPS players probably in the chat there as well, you're used to those quick trades and those quick plays, and that's what they're trying to achieve here. So I wonder if that's going to be the recipe all game to be making those quick plays. 100 Thieves, maybe some IGL hat to be put on by any of those players. Who's it going to be, though? That's the question.
The big test of time. We'll have to wait and see, but 100 Thieves now will be on the save. So they do, instead of going for the full save, they decide to buy Sheriffs and also the Ghosts across the board. It's actually going to be Nitro trying to see what he can find, but Steel not able to make things work, so he's going to be the first one to fall. The Paranoia connects onto both players. Already losing the one player already so early on.
Jiggling away and landed the one tap off the jiggle. That's cool. That'll do, Nitro. That'll do. Looking for another perhaps, but not if Moon and Raccoon can help. He's got the intel, he's there. And he's landed another one tap through the blind as well. So that's a good round if you're in the side of 100 Thieves, at least for the frag count.
Now just leaving it all down to Mr. Hiko. Not really anything to work with. He has a Ghost. We've seen him do some pretty nasty things with pistols, but this is surely going to be too much to ask. But now his position is completely compromised. He's stuck inside of B main. But Frothy going to shut him down, making it 4-2. And now the money is finally in the bank. 100 Thieves, the investments have panned out. We'll have to see what they have in store for this gun round.
In a mention of changing the tempo, goodness knows where this map is going to go. Mid-control, you've got to anchor it down. So far, so good from Moon Raccoons, and you're seeing excellent crossfire setup. They've got the player in market, or that player just lurking in that B bomb site, or sorry, B spike site, I should say. And then likewise, you've got that player ready to set up from the back of mid. So really good setups from Moon Raccoons. And to be honest, I think they're looking a bit stronger on the defense than they were on Haven.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing a bit of a different pace from them already. I mean, they have 3 rounds in a row. This is a big test for them before. I mean, gun rounds make the biggest difference. 100 Thieves had to save twice in a row. I mean, their money was completely shot. But if Moon Raccoons can pull this through, this would be a tough situation to be in if you're 100 Thieves. Oh, no.
That's going to work, though, isn't it? What a play. That can't be expected.
I mean, the Smoke Criminal walks through it. And that's such a risky play. I mean, it is a, high risk, high reward, but when you're in a game like this, I mean, up 4-2, you want to be careful, but it doesn't matter. Now the teleport comes through, and that's going to be taken down. That's the ultimate. And they're still committing to this B site, coach.
They are. They're up a full set. It's going to be the 5 versus 2. Make that the 4 versus 2. Hiko chiming in. Not done just yet. But 35 seconds, they're stuck in that position in B main again. This is deja vu. It's not looking good.
It's really not looking good at all. I mean, Hiko does have his Hunter's Fury. He can use the recon bolt if he wants to get that information. 23 seconds left. I mean, at this point, is there any point in going for it? Unless they find an early frag. But that's going to be Hiko taken down. So it is just all to Nitro. 13 seconds left. Unless we see him pop off like we saw before. This is going to be a tall task, but he's able to take the one. Now we should be able to save things up, and Moon Raccoon's going to be keeping it going.
Jumping through the black hole and out of there. Nitro looking to save that Phantom. looking good. The hunt is on, though. Moon Raccoons want no one saving. He's going to get away with the crime, though. 100 Thieves still in that Phantom. On the back foot, though. This is not the tempo at all that we saw from Haven. Back and forth, round for round, pound for pound. But as it stands currently, 100 Thieves, they've got some grinding to do. They've got some hard work on their plate.
Yeah, I mean, we're in 7 rounds already. I mean, it's not looking like the same 100 Thieves. Maybe that first map was a bit more challenging than we thought. Maybe the endurance, the gas is maybe a little bit low. Charge the tank. Refill the tank. I don't even know what I'm thinking. Charge the tank. What are these, electric cars?
Teslas.
Yeah,
Teslas,
yeah,
Cybertruck, my dude.
Yeah, I mean, 100 Thieves. I mean, Teslas, we've seen it, so.
We have seen it, and seeing is believing. Hopefully for future dubs for 100 Thieves. All that experience, maybe not on Ascent, across FPS in general. They've got to have an idea here, but look at this. He takes out his sister in crime, Jet, from 100 Thieves Dicey, thrown to the ground, and the operator remains for Fiend. He's holding that angle. Look at that confidence.
Yeah, the fact that he's completely posted up and still trying to test and still trying to contest. Look at him, he didn't even retreat. He's actually still posted up, but he actually gets taken down, and Steel and also Hiko annihilate both players. So they're getting an opening. They have this opportunity, but Temperature able to pick up the one, slow things down a little bit, but Hiko again! Oh. What on earth is going on? The door closes and saves him a bit of time to get this spike plant. But the HP for Rebo is down to 2. He's living on the skin of his teeth, so now Profi has to do something big. He needs to be the first one to win this duel, but Steel takes him down, and Rebo, 2 HP in a dream, coach. Is it doable?
Get him a medic. Or get him deleted from the server. Deleted it will be Steel with the 3k, my man. The Sheriff 3k for that matter. And those frags from Hiko. Let's mention that. That through the blind one tap. Are you serious? Are you serious, dude?
Yeah, the fact that he was able to pick up that frag, I think that was right by tree through the smoke. I mean, that's just, I don't know, the guy's got x-ray or something going on, but those are the kind of frags you need. You need somebody to turn things up, especially on that attacking side.
Gifted lad. Gifted chaps across both sides in this matter. 100 Thieves are going to be getting themselves back on the scoreboard. Have a bit of a tough time. This is, I believe in, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, please do. This is what you're there for, to enjoy and say, hey guys, come on, get it right. I believe it's defender-sided by a fraction for Ascent. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it's very, very close. Like, I think if I remember reading some Anders statistics, I believe he has informed me that it's like 51-49 or something ridiculous. But Anders, I'm sure if you're watching, you can let me know or make fun of me that I'm probably wrong. But nonetheless, 100 Thieves already losing Hiko. Already losing Nitro. And this isn't the good start that we already saw from that previous round. And Steel, he actually has an op in his hands, which we haven't really seen a lot of yet.
He's looking at the turret. No, we haven't seen that at all from Steel. Definitely talented with an op in his CS days. And it'd be nice to see some Valorant plays as well. Talking of Valorant plays, the quick scope, super quick, is not going to be enough. 4 players remain there. 4 Moon Raccoons. They seem to be getting some hang time here. It's 6-3.
And Moon Raccoons, I mean, we saw before on, map number 1, like, their defensive side was actually quite impressive. I mean, they had a bit of a stronger presence on that compared to their attacking, if I'm not mistaken. But only 3 rounds behind for the 100 Thieves. 3 more to go before we switch things off to the second half. And the situation for 100 Thieves, they don't have a lot of money. They actually decide to force things up, having making it 4 rifles with the 1 Vandal with 3 Phantoms. So a lot on the line for 100 Thieves to pull something through here, coach.
They are putting everything in the line. I believe they've got light armor as well. We check back on the util front there, but low armor or not, Asuna, he's going all out here. He doesn't care. He's got the Leer in his hand and he's going in. Although, Killjoy's ult, that could be an issue. That could be the thorn in the side.
This is huge. Asuna tries to make the spray, but he's not able to land any. The whiff, it's really there. Asuna just not able to make things work. So Dicey has the Stinger. Not the strongest weapon you want to have in a 1-on-4. And now his position is completely compromised. And Fiend, still hungry for more, brings a knife to the gunfight. And Moon Raccoons are in such a good control of this game, 7-3.
Aren't they ever? This is a team that look like they've been around the pro circuit a million times. And 100 Thieves, those players have. So pat on the back for Moon Raccoons. giving 100 Thieves a big challenge. But with that in mind, Moon Raccoons, this is a must-win. So all the stops they're pulling out now, this is expected. They did win all their games coming up to this and looking to at least get themselves through to sort of the grand finale of this best of three. We talked about it feeling like a final, and they're treating it like a final as well, lads.
Yeah, they really are, and now even 100 Thieves. Talking about the inventory, not really what you would want. I mean, wouldn't be my starter pick, but they're gonna have to make do with what they can. But we've seen it. I talk about it, but we've seen them turn things up. DJ turn it up on the pistol rounds for these guys because they can definitely make anything happen at this point.
Crank it, max the volume out, and it's going to be the max volume. 100 Thieves, they're storming onto the site here. They're not stopping. Look at them. Soon the cartridge curse is deemed worthy, at least for this round. 100 Thieves, 8-3. They're not getting a break here. There's so many crossfire setups from Moon Raccoons. It almost seems like they don't know how to respond to the way they've got the Cypher Trap set up over there on A. They don't seem to have an answer.
No, they really don't. I mean, 100 Thieves, like their executes, they're trying to group up together, trying to get those trades, but they're just not able to really get a lot of control. I mean, Moon Raccoons have just completely mowed everything down and really just kind of put a big stop to everything.
They have. They're taking it out of the atmosphere and all the way to the moon, and I'm sure they'll be feeling on top of the moon. This is a cracking first half. It's 8-3. You're against the 100 Thieves. It's not just any team, not just a Mickey Mouse team, a team that maybe don't have some known names. This team, they have got the aim of pros, and so far so good for Moon Raccoon. They're looking like they're hanging in here for this BO3.
Yeah, we're going to have to see if 100 Thieves have something sinister in store because, I mean, they're down. And they need to pull every single round through to making this a closer half for them to switching things over that second. And that's Temperature already getting a lot of information, uses the ult of the Omen. But that's going to be Hiko taking him down and already responding back in good fashion. Fiend going to be stuck inside of long A, but instead now Temperature going to be the one that's going to have all the 100 Thieves close by. And he goes for the spray. He's able to get the one, but I don't think he's heard the other. And now it's just going to be a cross through and just leaving it only down to one.
Bladestorm, this better be a blinding fury there. Not going to do from Dicey, and that 4 versus 1 is going to be the round undone. And as you'll see it's 9-3. 100 Thieves, you've not seen a round for them. I don't actually remember the last round they got. It's been at least five or six rounds.
I mean, yeah, just looking at the scoreboard, I mean, the fact that there's been 4 rounds in a row, 100 Thieves, picks up 1, and then there's another 4 in a row. It's just been not working out at all. But now things have changed, so we'll have to see. Like I said, does 100 Thieves have something sinister in store for us? Because they need to pull through. I mean, they have the map win, but surely they don't want to go the distance.
No, not in qualifiers. They don't want to be dealing with the banter from the community, I'm sure. But enough of the community. Their heads are in the game right now. Pistol round. Anything can happen. We've talked about momentum. If 100 Thieves are able to convert this, and we've seen them play a very good pistol round on Haven, they could be back into this. So no one's written out of the storyline just yet. Sooner though, how aggressive can you get in pistol rounds? He's in their spot already.
Yeah, look at the confidence, the fact that they pushed up all the way into A main and actually do win that exchange and fall back so they don't even lose anybody. That's a big play. And I talked about risky plays and risky rewards, or high risk, high reward. And I mean, definitely pans out there, but Asuna trying to find more, he gets a little bit too hungry. And now Steel finds another as he's camping his way on the top of the stairs. And this is back and forth, Coach.
It is, and you're seeing so many different off angles being played by 100 Thieves. So clearly, whoever's the IGL, the mystery question mark IGL, play those off angles, boys. Play something different, and it's working out right now. It's 4 versus 3.
Gonna be throwing the dark cover that is the smoke from the Omens. They're gonna block things off, and Nitro plays it as cool as he can, but now it is just gonna be only 2 remaining. Alexander takes the head of Dicey, making it the 2-on-2, and now both players on both sides are very low. I believe that's Hiko that's already down to red HP, so Rebo trying to look for more, and they're getting more aggressive, and it pulls through.
Okay, the ghost pusherino from both players is going to happen here. So, not the normal play. That is so out of the box, and it's going to bamboozle both of the players there. 400 Thieves. It's double figures, 10-3. We've seen hardly a murmur from 100 Thieves in this game. We've seen a couple of clutches, but nothing that's going to be converting any rounds. So, it's now or never, to be honest. Wonder if they're going to save or they're going to go for the force, though. That's the biggest question. They're forcing in, lads.
Yeah, forcing in, and even Dicey. You know, I don't know how I feel about it. You get the Ares, you get those Odins. Like, I mean, with this play, this makes sense. I mean, you can spam the wall. Definitely makes it, you know, that stop sign inside of B main a little bit with the spammable wall, of course. But this is a lot from 100 Thieves. They've invested into this. We can see their money. It's not something I would want.
No, it's risking it for a chocolate biscuit. They really are risking everything they have. All their pogs, all their cookies, marbles, however you want to put it. They know they've got one map in the bag, and they're playing like it as well. We need to see something soon for 100 Thieves if they are going to have any say to make this their game. We've seen plenty of the team playing on Ascent. We know they know their angles. Just a matter of, can they outplay Moon Raccoons?
Yeah, and it's really just how you set everything up. I mean, we can see Steel. He's all the way in the back of, you know, spawn and just doing the jump spot. So you can see with a little bit of a boost that you have. But it will be, that's going to be Nitro. He will be stuck. He's going to be playing inside of tree. He has the Sheriff. This Cowboy needs to land something, but now he's going to have to fall back. 100 Thieves. They're aware of the execute. The spike has commenced to this A site. It's now advanced to planting. Steel wins the first exchange.
So he's going to get those. Going to get the one and done. He's the Sheriff in town for now, and he's going to reserve the right to late in the round. 4 versus 5. They have a good attempt on the retake, but we talked to the economy weaponry. They really don't have the advantage with guns here, not at all. And as you can see, they're getting out of guns. They get blazed out.
Swept very easily. 11-3. I mean, definitely not the same kind of game that we saw before. I mean, back and forth, but really this has been one-sided.
What a storyline from the ashes. They rose. Moon Raccoons. You've got to be kicked in the gut, lads. And we've got to talk about this. It's something that I'm sure the chat's thinking about as well. You've been beaten by 100 Thieves in a best of 3. Do you see yourself mentally coming back from that? That is such a tall feat, and for them to be able to do that right now, I think that's enough to put them as a worthy mention and on the pedestal for here.
Yeah, they definitely have some stiffer competition, of course, now that we've moved through the teams, being the top 32, and now we're going to be seeing that those nail-biter games, and this has definitely been fulfilling, but this map, Moon Raccoons just seem to be on a whole new chapter than 100 Thieves. And 100 Thieves, they just haven't had a lot of opportunity to have a lot of gun rounds. Look at them, they're on another save.
Yeah, they're almost bankrupt this entire game, and as a consequence of all the aggressive plays that you're seeing from Moon Raccoons. 100 Thieves, though, returning in kind with some aggro plays of their own. 5 versus 3, just maybe. This could be the beginning of the climb, but they've got to start now or never.
And this is a long climb. I mean, even Fiend, the fact that he was at the back of Asuna, but barely survives that exchange and that duel. There's 3 players remaining for Moon Raccoons. The spike, it's in possession for the defense. They're creeping their way as best as they can, and Nitro takes down another, but he's gonna fall, and now it's back and forth again we go, the teeter-totter.
Falls back and forth, 2 versus 1. It's all good on Killjoy before this one's undone here. Revote. And of course, Alexander turning up still, not able to snatch that round. And that is going to put, strangely enough, and it's not to say so soon, Moon Raccoons on match point. 100 Thieves. Where you at? Where you at? We need to see you.
Yeah, this is a big climb. I mean, 100 Thieves, all this eggs in the basket. They need to make something big come through because they need to pull every single round to making even the comeback. But Moon Raccoons have really just shown dominance this game and really just on a whole other level.
They have been. Such early days within the qualification here. Obviously day 2, day 1 been and gone. All these players, they fought their way here. So everyone involved, they're up for the challenge. Question is though, is it going to be an ascent for 100 Thieves? Match point, their backs against the wall. They've got to go out swinging.
On the line, and now Dark Cover going to be blocking off the A main. Fury does try to make the damage come through, but not able to do much. And you can see Moon Raccoons, they're completely posted up into the site. Just throwing the shock darts into the site. So those are a really nice little bit of an angle, get some damage, but gonna have to fall back now. And no players have fallen yet.
The nerves gotta be high right now. 50 seconds. You know it's a must-win round as well if you're on the side of 100T.
Having a bit of a different setup. I mean, you have Nitro playing right underneath the tower, and now Steel going to be back. And that's going to be Nitro to fall already, so he was the one player in sight, and he needed to stay alive. So this is that opening that I was talking about. This allows them to have any sort of chance to get into the site, and 3 players are now stuck on the rafters. Steel finally replies back, and it's completely falling apart. Now Rebo, a 1-on-4 position, fully aware, and he's just going to have to run things through, but no harm, no foul. And 100 Thieves, they make a little bit of a comeback here with 1.
We need to see more of the rally up like that, and that worked. Amazing quick trades from 100 Thieves, showing why they've got that name on the roster. 4 players survive, and they are going to be grabbing the 4th round as well. That being said, though, what's that? That's, do quick math, 8 rounds. Took way too long. 8 rounds to get themselves to OT. Is that doable on Ascent?
You know, I would say anything is possible, Coach. But you know what? It's 12-4, Moon Raccoons. They give up 1 round after so many in a row. I mean, really, we'll have to wait and see. If 100 Thieves get into that double digit, that could be a problem. But Dicey,
oh God,
oh my goodness. And now
Colat.
It looks good, but all of a sudden, somehow they're losing these duels. What is going on?
It starts with a Colat, and now we're here. 3 versus 3. The Colat's in history. We're not too sure what happened to it. Gonna have some return fire there from Nitro. And a 3 versus 2 retake. Have they got the bottle? Can they stick to their guns here?
Maybe Temperature using the ult, which allows that information, but he actually decides to commit to it, and he actually gets taken down. And I'm not sure if that was a mistake or if he actually wanted to commit to that. But now Profi, only 22 HP. The Paranoia doesn't make the connection, doesn't land the op shot, looking to see more. That's going to be a problem as now 100 Thieves, they're completely hungry for this, but he's only able to take 1, so they stay alive a little bit longer.
So Dicey, we've got to talk. Colat, baby. Colat to open things up as he's peeking on B main. That is the kind of fire we need to see from 100 Thieves. Quick trades, aggro peaks, you name it. Hopefully, it's to come. If it's not now, always have another map, but of course, we want to push this one all the way. I'd love to see some more OT. Come on, 100 Thieves, let's see it.
It's a long road, but it is doable. I mean, we look at the money situation for Moon Raccoons. They only have 1,000 apiece. I mean, they fully invested into this, of course, but if they lose it, they're gonna be putting themselves in the save, which gives that slight opportunity for 100 Thieves to climb that rope a little bit longer.
To be fair, though, only a couple of rounds of save, and they are going back on that match point opportunity. 12-5 is the current score, though. Enough of the theorizing. What's going on right now? Dicey, he's got this vision, the Cypher Trap. He's going to be in his way, though, and he's seeing a leg, and that's all he'll need. Seeing the vision, whiffing the shot, and he's going to take it back a notch here.
Now the Paranoia does connect. Suna going to be going for the spray, but not able to make things work. And Fiend finds the last player inside this site, which will be Dicey, but he's able to put knives to a gunfight, and he's almost able to get the triple, but he gets taken down, and all of a sudden, it's down to Steel, a 1-on-3. He has his ult, but does he use it? I mean, he has no other choice. He's gonna have to go for this.
Poor Steel, he's been caught off that off-site plant rotation, and these are the most difficult situations. You know, everything relies on you, and it's match point as well, so he needs a 3K. It's a must win if he wants to stay. He's going to grab 1. He's inflicted damage on 2. So 2 players, they're super lit. This is doable, lads.
Both players are really, really low, so Steel can find the right opening. It's going to be about milliseconds here, but the players split up, and that's going to be the back. Temperature finds the head of Steel, making that 13-5, and we're going to map number 3.
Still getting overheated by the blast and temperatures there of Moon Raccoons, and I wonder, what are we going to have on the dish for that decider and this 3rd map of the best of 3? If you're just tuning in right now, welcome to Nursery Gamers, and this is going to be the first strike qualifiers for Valorant. Hopefully enjoying things so far. Feel free to chuck us a follow while you're at it as well. At the Coach 101 for myself, and of course, Laz.
Yeah, big shout out. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Don't go away, though. I mean, we still got lots to go through here, but you guys get to have another map, and 100 Thieves get to test it once more to see if they can pull things through, or if Moon Raccoons can respond back, getting the 2-1. But I'm shocked. I mean, that went definitely not the way I thought. I mean, I thought it was going to be a little bit closer, Coach.
That first map, if you've seen both maps today, you're probably scratching your head similarly to us. What the heck did we just witness? That is not the team that turned up for Haven. Those OT, the double OT, just to underline that, that map didn't even have a chance of going to OT. So I'm not too sure if it's just a map preference factor, but of course, this third map and why the best of three is the fairest way to decide it. They've both got some talent, but who is going to make their way to this set of the qualifiers? We'll soon find out.
We are just going to take a very short break. Make sure to grab a snack or a drink, whatever you need to do. Get yourselves ready. Buckle in. We're going to map number 3.